Hello. Remember me? I'm the guy who helps people see angels, hear angels, feel angels, but not just angels. And if you don't like the word angels, just think beings of light, universal beings of love, pure consciousness, not here to interfere. I think that's probably the most important point. You're good where you are if you can allow for that. I think pretty much all of us are doing a lot of thinking with the way the economy is. We've got this situation, that situation, health, relationships, job. We want to be somewhere else geographically or just in our life stage. Um, so there's a lot of thinking going on, and thinking is pretty much the point of this talk. We all do a lot of thinking. I'm going to go for a run in the mist. It's misting out, raining out in Texas right now. My first mile or two, sometimes if I'm carrying anything around, my thinking pops in. I've been running for 42 years. That's the usual pattern. We all do a lot of thinking. It's not going away. Welcome to being human. What I don't think we realize is how much thinking we actually do, how much it doesn't get anything done. It's technically a waste of energy, most of it. It's not going away, so don't beat yourself up over the fact that you're doing some thinking. If you could just lighten up a little on how much thinking you're doing, 7% less a day is what an angel said named Charlotte. Um, and then you win the Olympic gold medal of letting go. So I'm going to try to talk about spirituality, thinking, just organizations, humans, how we roll. Bottom line is you can walk a smoother path, you can enjoy more in life, you can go in more fun directions. You just have to allow more. And I'm going to use some lingo like allowing, unconditional love, thinking, the heart, the universe, and I think that's it for my lingo. You've got angels out there or within you. If you need to think of this, I think in the last few years or in our sci-fi movies or just Hollywood, interdimensionality has become an expression. So if you want to use that, if it's easier for you to think of it that way, they live within you, they live around you. They're pure love, pure light, which just means kindness, gentleness, unconditional love. From our perspective, they're perfect. They're still learning from us, but from our perspective, they've got all the answers. They can see your entire life path. They know how you roll. They speak all languages, all dialects, and they also just know how to answer you to suit your personality. If there's 8 billion humans, each with a different personality, each with their uh, dance cue card from the 1920s, each with their own list of organizations they support and roll by. We could be talking politics, sports teams, religion, philosophy. Somebody's a stoic, so they don't believe in organized religions. Others are in organized religions. Others are in groups that are more woo 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 or spiritual. I think there's a couple million of those. We'll call those thought forms or ways that people roll. Keep doing everything you're doing out there. One, you're already doing it. Two, you're just spending your energy how you're spending your energy. I'm going to try to say it a little differently. Everyone's rolling how they're rolling. There's not a single person out there who's running around saying, hey, I'm going to spend the next 6 hours wasting my energy. I'm going to try to wipe out July and do the worst I can with all my energy. I want to be as mean as possible. I want to do this, that. It's the opposite. Everyone walks around in their brain, they're right, they're correct, they have a proper perspective. And that's fine. That's how everybody's rolling. That's the energy, though, that they're sending out as a constant in every situation. They're correct when they analyze the neighbor, that sports team, this political situation, that political person, this country, that country. The name of the game is love. I'm going to go out on a limb and say love's the fabric of the universe. Just breathing more, smiling more, being kinder to yourself first, because you kind of have to master your own heart. You have a ginormous heart. You have no limits. And by that, I mean you have all the skills in the world right now. You don't have to go sign up with organization X, Y, or Z. You don't have to go take this seminar with that institute or read this New York Times bestseller book to tap what you've already got. And by that, I mean, to just shrink it down a little more, you've got the ability to listen. You've got the ability to feel. You've got the ability to see and smell and a few other senses, and to feel good. We'll just add something extra in there. And I'll do my traditional hand grenade into the conversation. You can be happy now in this very moment for no reason whatsoever. Now, this is a great time to get a pen and paper and make a list. If I say to you again, you can be happy now in this very moment for no reason whatsoever. What do I mean by happiness? Think of the greatest concert you ever went to. Think of the birth of your child if that was a really big deal. Not everyone thinks that's the number one thing on the earth. But if hugging your dog, going on that vacation, the honeymoon, the first time you won a gold medal in sports, when you jumped for joy, whatever that is, it doesn't have to be an externally driven event for you to be happy. That vibration exists, period. It's a constant. It's in and around you like everything else. The brain only operates in a linear fashion. The brain, psyche, a lot of people, scientists, everybody thinks the brain, thinking, mankind's ability to analyze and do this, do that, and try to fix stuff. They think that's the pinnacle of success. And it really isn't that at all. That's a very linear, sort of the earth is flat approach to the universe, the cosmos, us. Why go linear when you can just be and attract outcomes? You can flow more like a Jedi, if you want to use Star Wars metaphors. Just being, breathing, allowing more, loving more, you discover a whole newer, broader reality that you were plugged into as a kid, you've never unplugged from as an adult, no matter how serious your situation is. My problem is, my drama is, my situation is. So when I say you can be happy now in this very moment for no reason whatsoever, you can be in that vibration, in that vibe. You can just smile, take a breath for no reason whatsoever. If it were otherwise, we're truly all screwed. That's it. We have to be dependent on the fact that there's a bunch of people saying the earth is ending with the climate. We have to be dependent on people saying that the color red was bad or that the sky shouldn't be blue, and we should all be upset over that for years to come. My point is, there's conditional thinking, which is generally everything from the neck up, and then there's unconditional being, just allowing, breathing, kindness, gentleness, compassion, happiness, laughter, love, hope, faith, joy, creativity, inspiration, support, unconditional love, support. There's a million vibrations that are around here that are up the piano key. And then there's everything that goes on that allows humans with a long, long history here of wiping each other out, judging, reacting, fear, stress, worry, and so on. So you can't be surprised. Now, why I said pen and paper. When I say you can be happy now in this very moment for no reason whatsoever, you have a life story and you have attachments to what's happened to you. It could be the death of a loved one. You got laid off. It was 6 years ago. You still talk about it. It could be this happened, that happened. The contractor did this. My neighbors did that. Go down the list. And so immediately you'll get to meet your own ego when you say, but. I say, you can be happy now in this very moment for no reason whatsoever. And if you want to just go ahead and do that, do something to break your structure. Move, smile, take 5 big breaths. But if you want to have extra help for letting go, exhale like a whale and send it out of your apartment, your house, wherever you are. If you're in the park, send it up to the sky. Whatever doesn't serve energetically, we're all like sponges. We're all like wagons. We pick up these suitcases full of stress and we stick them in the back of our wagon. And that is no fun because we carry a lot around without realizing how energetic we are as beings or creatures or humans. Just giving a hug, getting a hug. Sometimes we pick up other people's stress. Some people are really sensitive, empathic, whatever word you want to use. They're just really caring and they don't realize how much of a sponge they are when they get, Aunt Martha's hug. Aunt Martha's been carrying a lot around. They lighten them up, but they picked up Aunt Martha's burdens. So this learning to let go, learning that everything is consciousness or unconsciousness or energy, learning how to set better boundaries so you can stay kind of not clean, but just intact. It means just allowing for a broader perspective for yourself so you can breathe easier, walk a smoother path, and so on. So what I'm getting at is have pen and paper handy because your brain, your psyche, your ego, your resistance, your negativity side, the part of you that judges, and this is the type of knowing it does that precludes reality, precludes possibility, precludes the universal knowing that's out there. Again, love's the fabric of the universe. Possibility is the fabric of the universe. Kindness, joy, gentleness is the broader picture. It's a lot like Star Wars in that sense, the good side of the force, whatever it's called, the light side of the force. Your brain's voice, the you that's not really you, you're thinking, you're not your thoughts, you are your thoughts, you're not your thoughts, you are your thoughts. No try, always try. You see the contradiction, but there's no contradiction because it just depends. Are we talking about here? Or are we talking about up here? So when you hear that little voice that says, but what about? He doesn't understand that I'm $30,000 in debt. He hasn't seen my bank account. He doesn't know about my cousin Charles with the cancer, or this is happening to me. So the second that little voice says, I can't be happy, write it down on a piece of paper. Don't go too crazy. Just like cousin Charles cancer or bank account. You'll know exactly what you're talking about. But that's a chance for you to witness yourself in action. It's the non-duality duality thing as well. It took me 18 years to grasp the most basic concept of non-duality. The concept of non-duality, duality, and I'll have a great expert coming on in June on my show, Angels, Positivity, and Love. Lisa Cairns, if I said her last name correctly, from the UK. She had a consciousness event in Bali. Super excited to have her on. There's Hale Dwoskin, who's only been teaching for 50 years, who literally embodies presence, just being here. And he simplifies everything you're going through to just be more present, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. So that was a real treat to have him on. Non-duality, duality. Look, when you're one with the soccer ball, you're scoring 5 goals in a row. You just know where everybody's at. Time either speeds up, time slows down. You just know how to maneuver on the field. And I think there's a lot of activities we all go through every day where we have that experience. You could be just really great at making a salad for the family in the kitchen. Everyone loves this particular salad. It has roasted beets in it, chicken, whatever. And you have a great time eating it. It is an art to it. Love is flowing. The opposite's true. You don't like doing dishes. Some people like doing dishes. One is up here, one is down here. How can you enjoy what's directly in front of you? How, in spite of what's directly in front of you, can you still be at peace, harmony, love, faith, hope, joy, whatever words you want to use? One with all, one with the universe, one with the flow of nature, one with the cosmos. That's what this is all about. Now, I'm going to throw in a bunch of stuff here. One, there's beings that are like non-corporeal, energy-based life forms. I mean, that's a lot. I don't think I could say that 6 times in a row, let alone one more time. So just say angels. Angels are all shapes, sizes, colors. They live within you and around you. They're not completely perfect from our perspective. They are. They're still learning. We're all in expansion and growth. This is what I'm talking about with possibility. I'll get to this for your own personal life. They're here to help. But I want you to think about it this way. If you see someone out there, you have a younger brother, younger sister, they're in a particular situation, you've been in those shoes. Sometimes we know it's better to let that person have the direct experience than to interfere. They get the best learning that way. And that's the perspective, I believe, of sort of the unconditional love, broader universal perspective. You're getting everything you need in each moment. What could be more divine? What could be more perfect? What could be actually cooler? And so odds are, if you're up in your thinking, you're like, what the heck did he just say? I'm financially in trouble. I'm in trouble at work. I'm having difficulty. A lot of that stuff, because of the way the brain operates, it's meant to get us to slow our roll, pay attention more, and it allows us to have the opportunity to make better choices or do better decision making. Good luck with that. There are people who for decades will continue to make bad choices, not listen, not pay attention. It may be 6 lifetimes in a row. I don't know. I'm not here to tell anybody to change their thinking in the slightest. I've seen it all, I feel like, by now, but there's no such thing as foolproof because humans are so damn ingenious. I'm sure I'll see new forms of thinking and new forms of fear and rejection and worry and stress. But at this point, in 12 years of helping a few thousand folks let go to get their answers, see angels, even get your hand held by angels or figures from India, a lot of figures from India that would be a really big deal in India. Shiva, Ganesh, Krishna, Lakshmi, Meher Baba, Gandhi, Sri Shirdi Sai Baba, the one from 100 plus years ago to satisfy the one podcast host out there. Sri Kaleshwar, it goes on and on. There's probably like 20 figures from India now. The tiger, you can meet the Divine Mother. You can feel the tiger's fur. What I'm trying to point out with all this, and there's Native American chiefs, there's Einstein, Plato, Mother Teresa, Mary, Jesus, Muhammad, St. Francis, St. Anthony, I think it's, and St. Gerard. The universe is really big. It's really loving. And there are miracles from our perspective. We call them miracles. There are miracles to be had in every moment. Are you going to even allow for it? Odds are no. We got better things to do. We're up here. You have to be here to have all the fun stuff in life happen. So developing some sort of practice, and it doesn't have to be practice, it doesn't have to be organized, you don't have to read a book, you don't have to take a class. It could just be exercise, going for a walk, it could be breathing, smiling, laughter. Laughter's love. There's something that happens when you're here, there's something that happens when you're up here. Trust me when I say you're up here most of the time. Good luck trying to change it. What are you going to do? Welcome to being human. The more you can appreciate the difference in flows, the more you're getting into alignment with the universe, the more you're learning how not the system works, the more you're appreciating what already is in and around you, the more you see what's possible and what would maybe be a waste of energy to put your focus on. Let's do global climate change. I can tell you that an angel said, and this is the most controversial or big statement, one of the top two in the last 12 or 13 years I've heard from an angel. It's not up to humans to fix anything. Now, you could be like, well, hey, does that mean we should go build 40 more coal plants or 40 extra chimney stacks on our one factory that we break ground on tomorrow? No, that's not the point of the exercise. Same thing when I say there's no such thing as like, there's no right or wrong, there's proper understanding. That does not mean you get to go run out and rob a bank. And if I say to you, you can have any answers to any questions, you're like, oh, great, which bank should I go rob? An angel will not answer which bank you should go rob. They'll tell you to move on or laugh, and you'll know better. I can just tell you right now, if you're in a bad place up here, I get everything mixed up. If you're up here and you're not like truly earnest, setting your intent, coming from a place of openness, you're not going to want to talk to angels. You're not going to hear angels. You're just not going to be able to transact at that level, at that vibration, at that. This is about opening openness, the Zen Buddhist thing. They talk about the doorless door, the gateless gate. It's why all the Zen students and all the stories for, I mean, I think 1,000+ years, there's a student and a teacher at these Buddhist monasteries or in Buddhism or Zen practice tradition. The student is there to learn about, now I'm going to forget everything, nirvana, oneness with all the lingo, being here, basically, being open, the flow, the force. They constantly go, like I've got a book called, it's Joshu. You can meet Joshu. Go to my suggested reading page on my website. You see all these great books and movies. Careful with some of the prices. Reading all the external books in the world is great, but what I'm trying to shortcut here for you is you have it all here now. Basic listening, basic feeling, basic seeing. The student will come running up to the teacher and try to show that they've arrived out of the brain. They've jettisoned thinking, they're simply present. They're one with all, and they'll say something really hard to understand, to be honest, especially for Westerners. They'll say, what is the white ox standing in the field? And the teacher has been practicing much longer getting out of the mind and truly being in the heart. And the answer to that is, you dumb ox. And then they hit him on the head with a cane and basically say, go back to the drawing board. And I can give you a better example. The student comes running up to the Zen or Buddhist teacher and says, what about it when I seek to be Buddha? And then the teacher says, what a tremendous waste of energy. The student comes back with a quick one, trying to show he's graduated from the whole situation, and says, well, what about it when I don't waste energy? And the teacher says, in that case, you are Buddha. Now, you can meet Buddha, you can meet Plato, you can see light in a certain way. It's never quite the same way every time. If everything's consciousness and light, and you're already rolling this way, you're fully plugged in, you're tapped in, your heart is already like a Formula One driver. Lewis Hamilton, Fittipaldi, Verstappen, whoever. Your heart knows what to do. It's why you do so many tasks all day long. It could be hobbies. It could be just your passion. Those flows, the dynamic behind those flows is the same dynamic for the stuff you think you can't do, for the stuff you worry about. Literally, I always do this in a lot of videos. That light switch on the wall is the degree of difficulty. Or falling asleep at night, brushing your teeth, taking a shower, putting shampoo in your hair and not getting it in your eyes. Good luck. It's that simple for everything, but your brain is in charge and it's here to make itself seem necessary, important, and to basically block your growth and expansion, and to block your breathing easier, and to block your release of your stress, tensions, and to block your acceptance of what you've got here. As a kid, you ran around, most kids ran around with no limits and had a lot of fun. So that's kind of what this is about. Is it's super, super simple. Just allow, break all your structure, let go. I do have one fixed rule, which I don't always remember to tell people, but I should. It's this: set your intent. Say, hey, universe, if you don't mind saying angels, I've got photos of angels, videos. I help people see them full on, see them as humans, where if you're out and about in town, if they pinched you, you would say, ouch. You could have a cup of coffee with them. For some reason, they're super available now. I have a $7.99 book called Listening to Angels. It was $4.99. Angels did not give me permission for 10, 12 years to 10 years to raise the price, but I finally got the price raised. It's now up to number 66, I guess. Not the most fortuitous number, but it's up to number 66 on the bestsellers list. So someone must have bought 10 copies out there at some point in the last 24 hours. But it's been number 2 twice as Amazon's number 2 bestseller. It's written by angels. It's probably a 15-minute read. It's super easy. There's 7 photos of angels in there given by angels to me to use for this purpose. There's no one way for these photos. If you see a ball of light, there's a huge community out there that says, oh, an orb. Well, that same ball of light, that same angel can show up as a silhouette. If you go on my website, you can see my guardian angel as 2 overlapping white balls of light. If you look at my book cover, it's these 2 angels in metallic balls of light with faces in them. There's an actual fairy named Ginger. This is not a ball of light. I guess what I'm trying to say is every single community has its own viewpoint, its own Sherlock Holmes looking glass lens, magnifying glass, its own lingo, its own way of approaching the exact same topic. How can we just breathe easier and be more love and walk a smoother path? And that's why religions, philosophies, everything else exists. And I'm here to say, keep doing it all. If you need to be this type of person in Yugoslavia, or that person in California going to that institute or that church, do it the way you're going to do it. But I like to just slice through it all. You can have all your answers, all languages spoken, all dialects, and your answers are going to come in vibrationally, turning into the lingo that you're living, not dying by, but you're living by, that you have to have it that way. You're a New York Jets fan, you have to hear it the Aaron Rodgers way. You're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, you have to hear it the Patrick Mahomes way. Those are the quarterbacks right now for those teams. Everything changes, everything is change. I would remind you that, I mean, in a perfect world or something, I was thinking about this when I took a shower. I do all my philosophical thinking in the shower. It's wonderful. If you could go 2 months with that one religion over there, 6 months with this other religion, 4 months in an ashram in India, come right back and go stoic, go right back and be Catholic for 2 months, and then go agnostic, go atheist, you'd get a pretty incredible education. You'd find out these sine waves, cosine waves, how everything kind of cancels each other out, and you should be left with love. There's people who don't like sushi. There's people who like sushi. Those cancel out. Sushi exists. Do sushi if you want to do sushi. My point is enjoy the sushi. No one's forcing you to have the urchin, the sea mackerel, or the tuna, and you might really like the eel. Other people won't do the eel. Life is an experience. You're meant to learn to use this more, to have more fun, to be more joy. And when you figured out to be more joy, you're going to want to share that joy. And you might not even do it directly. You just might be doing it indirectly. Your presence, your joy is a field. If you could look at this as some sort of force field, you're a ball of light, your wavelengths, your vibration, your light. I don't have to really push that point too much. Your energy. When you're up here, if you could just see the energy that's resistance, it's like seaweed on a keel on a sailboat, a drag resistance. It slows the sailboat down. It slows your roll in a not so hot way. It's like molasses. It's like bricks in a brick wall. The brain just builds brick walls nonstop. You reject everything and everyone essentially. And that's why wars happen, violence, judgments that lead to wars and violence. I mean, humans are unbelievably talented. And the good news is we all have unlimited room for growth. Now, that could be a really bad thing to hear if you're at a job and you're getting a review. They're like, hey, we need to talk to you. You have unlimited room for growth. We were going to fire you. We're going to give you one more chance. You've got unlimited room for growth. But the good news is it's actually a total positive. You have unlimited room for growth and expansion because that stuff never stops. The second you get successful in a career track, you're on your fourth New York Times best-selling book, you're a professor at this Ivy League school, that place, this institute, and you're on this circuit. You're on CNN, MSNBC, Fox, and name something else all the time on TV or podcasts. You're on Joe Rogan. There's, in some ways, for a lot of the brains out there, there's no reason to look towards more growth, more experience, more fun. Some people have figured out, though, that that's what life is truly about, is a little more harmony, a little more joy, a little more being at peace and sharing that peace and looking out for others. It's why waving at a complete stranger is super cool. Compassion is within all. There's just many different levels of awareness. So what I wanted to get to is write down with the pen and paper where your resistance is. Where are you having problems with whatever I've said? And I'm not really married to any of the language. I'm kind of a giant blank. I like to tell dad jokes. I like to do experiential stuff. If I didn't have to talk at all, I would sign the contract right now. I'd go the Mayor Baba silence route for 20 years, although it would probably last 6 minutes. If I didn't have to tell anybody anything, and I shouldn't have to, you've got it all. You've got all the ability in the world. It's back to the degree of difficulty involved with that light switch. When you walk up to do the light switch or brushing your teeth, are you worried about your brushing the teeth session from 2 weeks ago, that Tuesday night? Or when you hit the light switch 2 Wednesdays ago? Did it keep you up at night? Did you worry about, did you hit it a half second too fast? Were you a little hesitant? Did it not click the right way? Did the lights go on? Were they going to go on? Did you know it was going to happen? What about the degree of accuracy in it? Do you need a scientific team to prove it? I mean, these are the things we do at the big picture level, all the important issues and everything else. It's why so many indigenous cultures roll so easily with planet Earth. They listen. There's a vibration out there. There's a vibration that's out there, but it's actually within you. You only have to slow your roll to pay attention. Nature, sounds, music. Some people will develop certain sound therapies that can help you there. I say Grimes, Radiohead, your favorite music. I put some music videos up on my YouTube channel under the fun videos page. I put up Sri Kalashwar, a couple of videos up from, I think, 2012, 2010 or so, maybe 2004, 20 years ago. There's a bunch of videos on there just meant to help you get out of your head and into your heart. If it's not about words and you're just, exercise is a form of compassion. Get running, get walking. You have no limits. You wouldn't believe with the New Year's Eve resolutions, I think that's the best way to say it. We put the kibosh on everything, diet, exercise, all the stuff that would be good for us. Your body knows what to do for everything. Stop knowing so much. Most of our knowing is the type that precludes possibility. Our entire society is built on knowing. Science, wait till science starts paying attention to the universe and listening. Are we really the only, what do we call ourselves? Species, mankind, creatures, organisms alive that have consciousness in the universe? No. Animals have consciousness. Everything has consciousness. My table, the house, this much. But my fire alarms do go off when too many people have either come in, dumped their stress, or I've dealt with too many people through 2 screens, and I got to sage the house, open a window first, sage the house, clear it out, spring cleaning. Everything is energy. And I think you know this, if you go to a really fun concert, you have an amazing time, or if you've gone through a mall and you've picked up a lot of energies and you just feel tired for some reason. Learning to pay attention to how you react to your environment or people that you've come in contact with, just touching the skin of negativity, you can pick it up. Wearing bright colors, paying attention to the foods you're eating, paying attention to the smells you put, like fresh cut flowers, incense. What am I missing? Just great home cooking. Everything counts in small amounts. Let's do a little Depeche Mode. Having more fun, having your cake, eating it too. There's no calories in these cakes. The cake is a smile, a moment. I had an expert, again, I'll leave the expert out, but I said all moments can be the same. Angel said that to me a long time ago. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. But pretend you have a peaceful moment. It doesn't have to be just a moment. You can enjoy peace over time. You can enjoy more happiness, joviality. You can walk a smoother path. You can just allow more. And then the expert said that there isn't even a moment. There just is this stuff. And it was like talking to a Buddhist, a professional Buddhist, a real Buddhist Zen master. So the message with this is, and I'm getting to angels, I'm going to blow some sage in a second. I'll show you light on my hands. Everything is consciousness. Everything is light. It's like the force from Star Wars. It's in and around you. You just kind of have to wake up. Like, I love the fact that this ideology stuff, I don't know if it's communism, socialism thinking, whatever. The idea that everybody has to operate the same way is interesting, but you should just do you, and do not allow others to dictate your wellness or your well-being. Don't let people make your decisions for you. Just listen to your heart. You're here. You have a unique life path. You may not be on it. You were supposed to be a dentist, a plumber, an artist. You're supposed to travel the world. You're supposed to write a book. I don't know. I don't know your life. But the point is, angels are here to help. They'll help remind you what that unique life path is about. And you can get help, concrete decision-making help. You can hear you need 19 steps to take to get back on the path, or 2, already on the path. Just breathe more, stop thinking so much. Everyone's different. Angels just know your entire situation. They do it from a loving perspective. You feel incredible amounts of vibe, of love, of compassion. People yawn, people cry. If you need healing, most healing is possible, but there's some stuff that's written completely between you and the universe. You just have that chat directly. Again, some stuff's written because you were meant to carry it. You're meant to experience it. You're meant to do it. And other stuff is adjustable. And you have to have that conversation. You have to own where you're putting yourself. You have to own your flows. You have to allow, ask, and receive. Receiving is really tough for all of us. We worry about finances. We don't realize that positivity or being here is the abundance. And then the money just comes. There's so many things that you do naturally. Driving really well in a conscientious manner. You actually enjoy driving. You enjoy playing golf. You enjoy this. That same ability to let go and enjoy the ride, or the golf swing, or cooking, is all we're talking about. Apply the same level of letting go and embracing that you do on the fun front, or what you do really well, to all other quadrants of your life. It's why so many professional Olympians, think of Michael Phelps, training, not very balanced on that, but like 50 gold medals. And then you learn later that the mental health and everything else, it wasn't a balanced, fun life. And that kind of the poster child for that. And it's not bad. It's just that's his unique life path. Angels come in, you immediately feel better. You feel lighter, duh. You get to see them, you can feel them, you can get a hug, the hugs become healing, and so on. So let's back up and I call it 70 baby steps to bingo. And I just kind of made that one up, but 70 baby steps to get to here. Now, one act of letting go could be 50 of those steps, and letting go is letting go. The letting go you do to trust that light switch, or just turning on the lamp, or lighting a candle, or riding a Peloton, or sitting on the couch. I mean, do you analyze how you're going to use 90 different muscles to get your butt down on the couch and to get comfortable to watch TV? No. What I would recommend is, if you could use your iPhone as a reminder, and I know I have an iPhone somewhere. If you could use your iPhone, just 1 hour a day less on the iPhone, or let this be your Zen master. Every time you touch it, before you start using it, just give thanks for something, breathe, smile, try to remember, like, oh yeah, I'm probably in my brain going straight to social media and I'm in the middle of a walk. I should probably be enjoying the trees, breathing more, and not doing this or doing this while I'm on the entire walk, or while I'm driving. I should probably be paying attention to the task at hand or the moment. That's all this is about. Is there's an inner peace, an inner calm, an inner tranquility, an inner existence that never left you. You thought it was in high school that was the pinnacle of success. You were on that football team, a varsity letter, you went all state this, or it was about college. You had the most fun then, or the first job, and everything was easy and came your way. And ever since, it's been a disaster. The good times never left you. You're going to have to trust in this. There's a huge leap of faith. It's from here to here. And that faith is religious, not religious. It's the same thing. It's called letting go, allowing, being more, trusting more, a little less thinking. And again, an angel named Charlotte said 7% less thinking a day. That's it, is the Olympic gold medal. Thinking's not going to go away. It's not in the cards for humans, but just recognizing what thinking is, what ego is. Allow ego to serve as a reminder to breathe more, to be more here, to just suddenly lighten up, get out of thinking, get back to a peaceful existence here. You'll have to set your own reminders and figure everything else out for yourself. You're the only one who can do the figuring. Here's some sage. I blow it through the screens when I'm a guest on shows. I was just on Just Ask Spirit with Sherry Anna Boyle. She's got like, I'm going to say at least 9 books out, but I want to say 11, and there's another one coming out. I think it's Simon and Schuster picked up her book. Check out her show. I've really enjoyed interacting with her. She's a guest on my show, I believe, this summer. We'll be taping her episode in a couple of weeks. I'm very excited about that. She's a lot of fun. She has a lot of great guests on. So everything is your instruction. Let's do it this way. Even the stuff that you're like, how could I possibly learn from this? And that's the ultimate. Everything is your instruction. Allow. Okay, that's some lit sage in a second. Some people who are hyper intuitive are going to taste it here on your mouth. Leave your eyes on the smoke. Ask angels, the universe, hey, angels, universe, get me out of my head into my heart. Help me smell sage. And then why do linear? Why not catch flowers you haven't had in a long time? Wisteria, lavender, hibiscus, this, that. Allow. You can play this over again. And you can see guests on my Angels, Positivity, and Love shows do this at some point during the show, usually towards the end of the show. And oftentimes these guests are putting their hands out to an angel photo, feeling the vibe, getting an answer, getting a hug, sharing what they're hearing with us. A lot more action happens before and after the show. The show isn't about proving anything. People can do this jointly. If they let go, they get to meet angels. They're hearing Elvis. They're hearing Einstein. They're hearing Sri Shirdi Sai Baba. If 2 people have done it, they could do it jointly. I mean, I'm off the hook. I got a photo of Plato here. You see the old man's face? There's eyes in there. I'm not going to point it out. You can see it in other videos. But the point is, Plato's awesome, crystal clear, great for like about your life stages and everything else. My real job here, or my, what am I supposed to say I do? My purpose in life is to help people meet their own angel squad, team, crew, cheerleading squad, whatever you want to call it. You have an amazing crew supporting you, but they're not going to interfere. You have to ask for the help. They're just standing around kind of waiting for you to ask for that help. Here, catch some sage, ask for flowers. And if you're really good at this, just ask for beach smell. Close your eyes, get the sage, get the flowers, but here's some wave action. You missed the Azores. You're from South Africa. You missed Cape Town waves. Catch that beach smell that you know is unique. I can think of Newport, Rhode Island, and that certain beach smell. I can think of Nantucket. I can think of Florida, Delray Beach. I've lived on the East Coast for a long time. I'm in Texas now. One day it'll be Maui, Hawaii. Do what you need to do to let go. Just if anything pops up, you're like, oh, am I doing it right? Am I not doing it right? That's if it's words, it's generally thinking. Most of the stuff that goes on is just more egoic thinking. Welcome to being human. Get out of your own way. I love saying this to Americans. Get out of your own way into your heart. It's a giant catcher's mitt, to use a baseball analogy. Let the universe serve you or deliver the goods or show hospitality. Just allow. Okay. Put your hand out to this photo. Here's Joy, an angel, who's the emotion joy, high vibration, really big angel. She's just the ambassador, communicator here to help you out, to make this easier. Put your hand out and feel her like a fireplace, except feel sparkle on your toes, feel it on your fingers, your palm. You want to see a pink ball light go by at this end, your end. Feel what you can feel. Do not judge. You can just ask her if she's here. Hear a heck yeah, yes. Ask for a hug, get a hug. You can leave your eyes on her, ask her the puffiest, easiest question in the history of man. Hey, what do I need to know in life right now? Hear her voice come back at you, a high, peppy 28-year-old voice. For a few seconds, your ego will try to jump in and just filter it. You'll just hear your own voice. What do you think half your intuition's been, the good half, this entire time in your life? Angels don't want to freak you out. You're in the middle of driving, golf course, you're in the middle of a swing, and you're like, I want to smack this or smack it. But it's actually your Aunt Martha, it's Archangel Michael, it's Jesus, Mary, Muhammad. When you meet Jesus, I always describe him in jeans, white shirt, great sense of humor. Some people get a little different on the visual up here. Great sense of humor. He'll tell you he's big business for good reasons, for bad reasons, or good reasons and not so good reasons. great sense of humor. And I think humor is so important. It's kind of like the oil in the machinery. If you can just avoid getting fixated or stuck for very long in life, I'm promising you'll be the most successful person. I love business people because they're very focused on listening. They just hit the ground running. They know what listening is. They know how to pay attention. That's what makes them great business people. They also know their wish list. They're very cognizant of their business model. If you could treat yourself more like a business and start paying attention like a CEO would, you're all set. Make a wish list. Where do you want to be in life? What do you think your life story is? A lot of people will start writing a 28-page synopsis. This happened to me, this happened to me, this happened to me. I've got this, this, and this, and this, and it got worse. And then this happened. And then I saw this person and they had this and this. Now, if you could go back and rewrite that over the next year, hopefully in just a day or two, but for many of us, it'll take 20 years to rewrite that story. It can get smaller and smaller, but will anybody just write, I am love, or I am possibility, I am hope, I am having fun, I am going to have even more fun on top of the fun I'm having right now? Probably not, unless we just hit the all-time philosopher who won the USA Today award last week. So the idea is to just waste a little less energy. You're not going to be perfect. Do a little less thinking, maybe a little less of this, or I've got a TV over there, a little less TV, a little more. If you have a dog, your dog can be your Zen master. Your cell phone could be your Zen master too. If every time you see your dog's ready for this. Give your dog an extra hug, kiss on the forehead, let them lick your face. You'll laugh, you'll scrunch. Who's doing this when your dog licks you? Your ego is. Your heart's like, my dog's giving me a kiss. I don't mind. We have a dog in this household who licks our legs. It drives us nuts for the first, she picked up this habit. It's her version of giving kisses. At some point, love kicks in and you go, I'm ready for that wet lick on my leg. And it's awesome. And you thank the dog. So it's about appreciation, allowing. There's a lot of A's. I've got a long list of A's here. Appreciation, allowing, angels, awareness, attention. You get the idea. Make up your own A. Apples before oranges. Okay, so I'm going to read some quotes and just see where this goes. I'll show you your energy in just a second. I've done this on other stuff. The energy is constant. The best example I keep going back to is the supermarket. You're going to pick up milk in the back of the supermarket. Two men are arguing. There's a cloud over them. You're like, whoa, I'm not even getting near that. I'll go get my vegetables first anyhow. They're not refrigerated. I'll wait to the end to get the milk. By that time, these guys are gone. You have an internal navigation system. That's all I was trying to say with this, the lamp, the brushing the teeth, falling asleep at night. That act of letting go is the Olympic gold medal standard. That's it. Letting go is letting go. Details are details. If you can learn to detach from some of the details, I'm not trying to say detach the whole way. There's people who detach from everything that only just say peace. Peace. And you got to respect it because you're feeling their presence. You can see their light. You can see light on everything. But when they say peace a little too much, it doesn't really help the average Joe or Sarah out there who are dealing with their situations and they feel stuck and so on. So I love what I do because while I've been talking the whole time in all these darn videos, it's really not what happens when you meet angels. I only tell you to hey, listen, breathe, let go, let angels talk. And it's how fast can you write? 49 pages of answers is the Olympic record right now in 9 hours. I checked in every 2 hours. This is a direct experience. I don't see your questions anymore. I don't see your answers. Let go. Pretend you grab the top 100 professors, 100 scientists, 100 political leaders, 100 most inspirational authors, 100 poets, 100 humanitarians, 100 geniuses. So that's like 900 people now in a room. And you had all the AI in the world and everything else. Would you choose them to help you out? Or would you choose angels? Hands down, 1,000 out of 1,001 time, it's going to be angels, light beings, Einstein, Gandhi. They just have all the most gentle, loving answers, supportive. They can guide you. There's going to be one person who's an idiot and chooses that way. So AI seems like a great development. Technology seems like a great development. We just discovered this. We discovered that. Oh, hey, there might be alien life in the universe. There's the UAP UFO crowd. It's awesome. but they're trying to like police government agencies or private corporations, and with stuff that's already been around for 75 years or longer, forever. Why not just slice through all the hubbub and FOIA requests and documentation and this expert and he said this, they didn't do this, they're supposed to do this, they violated the Constitution. Why not just meet a light being and get going? It's like walking around a yogurt machine, 400 people at once taking heavy notes. And then someone just walks up and goes like this and dispenses some strawberry yogurt and tastes it. Now the kid, any kid nearby under 10 who's sharp would just go walk up and be like, yum, frozen yogurt, my favorite, can't beat it. Taste the damn yogurt. Yogurt is love. Let's do the metaphor. Yogurt is Christ consciousness. Yogurt is consciousness. Yogurt is awareness. Yogurt is unconditional love. Yogurt is compassion. Yogurt is light. Yogurt is, what do we say in the whole woo-woo spiritual thing? Yeah, light and love. Yogurt is just all with one. Unity. I don't know. Being. The brain has a million ways to roll to do anything but go here. Anything. And the only place you're going to find your answers is right here. And in fact, there is going to be a little bit of a transformation of letting go. Because right now your consciousness says, my problem is, my situation is, my drama is, I got a 50-page life story over here. I just wrote out my whole where I am in life. And this is what's happened to me and why I feel so stuck. That consciousness, you are technically feeding all that. You just lost a loved one. You can hold on to that for 10 or 20 years and not be able to breathe again or remarry again or have fun again without feeling guilty. The brain hijacks these events. I don't want to like push this too much as a topic, but your loved one takes a little while to reconcile, generally speaking, and is love and is around you, supporting you, and so on. There are certain indigenous tribes that immediately let go. They burn all the possessions and stuff like that and allow for a quick transformation. There are some people, Thich Nhat Hanh, when he died, I'm sure he just was ready to transition to the other side and just be broader light consciousness. You get to meet Thich Nhat Hanh, get a mudra, get a mantra from him. Let's see if I can do it. Say it with him, feel your vibe, feel your cares go away, get your answers from him. See him full on, feel him hold your hand, walk with him as a human. Why not? If you just said, why not? I'm willing to allow for more. Universe, deliver. Angels, help me out. If you don't mind saying angels, again, I got photos of angels. People see angels. You might not like the word. I've gotten used to it. Just roll with it. You got to say something concrete at some point. The point is we hold on to fixed notions, concrete thinking all the time. It's just how we roll. It's thinking. Thinking is awfully complex. There's a lot of complexity. There's a lot of complex people, interesting people, fun people, easy people. There's a lot of complex moments, situations, interesting situations, easy people. And the one who was easy yesterday could be complex today. And the one complex tomorrow could have been easy yesterday if I didn't just repeat myself. The point is, it's a pendulum swinging, a barometric thermometer, barometer thing. We are fluctuating all the time. I could be the biggest jerk on Tuesday coming up to a plumber coming to the house to fix a pipe. I could be the nicest guy on the side of the road next week, and I'm the same person. It's why Christmas Carol, Scrooge, is such a great 79-page story. Reread it again. Take the time to read a physical book or watch the animated Disney version or anything else. At the beginning of the book, he's down to dental floss for connection to life, love, and understanding, awareness. And he's only about one thing, money, business model. By the end of the book, he's the biggest joy bringer, caring person around, and he's still a really good business person. What changed? Such a great metaphor. And it might have only gone down in about 30 seconds of our time. But in dream time, his nighttime experience with the ghost of past, present, and future, those ghosts, they helped him broaden his perspective. Like when you shift how you look at things, the things you look at change, to quote Wayne Dyer. But Einstein had it differently said. He said also, we as mankind goes humanity, we need a different type of thinking in order to survive. Thinking is our only limit. Thinking is the only block to any of this. Thinking something beyond just being here, being loved, being in the moment, being in stillness. That's your only block to anything. You're doing tasks all day long. that require no analysis from your psyche, your ego, your rejecting side, your negativity side. So this passes under the radar. That's all I'm asking for you to consider treating all moments in the same way that you're treating this moment, brushing your teeth, shower, falling asleep at night. If you're an okay sleeper, there's people who can't sleep. Give yourself a break. You have the ability in one moment to treat it like this versus you're like, oh, I got to go pay a bill and I have 36 cents in my bank account. You're stressed. You can't sleep. As soon as you realize that all moments can be the same and all functions of letting go is letting go, apply it to all quadrants of your life. Watch what happens. Watch how fast more fun people come in, better job opportunities. See a ball of light go by if you want to see an angel one way. There's a million ways to see an angel. But back to the whole Scrooge Christmas Carol thing, letting go is letting go. This is just really big. There are miracles to be had. And angels are here to deliver the goods. Just give them a chance. Okay, I'll show you my energy. I did this in a couple of videos recently this week. Give yourself a break. You'll see a little filament of light between my fingers. I think Celestine Prophecy, again, does it this way. India, they do it this way. Because I'm standing, it's a pain to do it this way. Let me lighten up and relax. You'll just see the light between my fingers. It's the Force from Star Wars, white, gold, green, yellow, 5 colors at once. I'll tell you like 3 dad jokes. I can do it. 3. Why did the rabbit fall down that well? He didn't see that well. I'll tell you how I got on my jokes. Back at university, I double majored in cloning and hide and seek. I never finished the program. I had to take a year off to find myself. Just see a little filament of light between my fingers. Breathe and relax. No try Yoda. Do not. There is no try. See a little filament of light between my fingers. Is it white? Is it gold? Is it yellow? You can put your hand out to the screen in your palm and feel this energy. Just breathe, relax. Okay. You can find your own dark sweatshirt. Any background works. If you're cocky, it doesn't matter what background you use anywhere. But blue sky is number one. Makes it really pop. If you see rainbow light, drop everything, run out and buy a lotto ticket, finish your book, go on the 100-mile bike ride, finish the last chapter of your book. Call somebody who you're expecting a yes from and go get the yes. You're flying. Rainbow light's big. It's the Hindu chakras from, I think, red, which Joy says is laughter. And I'm going to point this out. The whole interpretation of what the Hindu chakras is all about is a perfect metaphor, analogy, example. Joy and Angel says that red is laughter. There's a lot of other interpretations of all these colors. I don't think you could stop finding new interpretations. If you go to India, you'll find 4,000 people with completely different definitions of what all these colors are. Yeah. I mean, I just got one for orange the other day. Someone said it was watery energy, and I was like, ooh, orange is my favorite color. So I like blue a lot too. But white is all the colors combined, rainbow light. There's might be a clear up there, and it's just, you're connected to all there is. It's big. You rarely give yourself a chance to feel it. You think that your team has to win the sporting event. You think you have to win the lottery before you can breathe. You think you have to go on vacation. You think, you have to win the gold medal. Look at Peaceful Warrior. There's what Dan Millman said at the beginning of the movie. That's Scott Meklowitz playing him. When I win a gold medal, I'll show my dad and I'll show everyone and I'll be a winner and then I can be happy. And at the end of the movie, Dan's kind of transformed and gone broader in consciousness, and he's sitting next to a teammate who says the exact same thing Dan said at the beginning of the movie. Now, if you like Peaceful Warrior, the movie, Amy Smart, Scott Meklowitz, Nick Nolte, the garage station attendant is an actual angel you can see, you can meet. He's a great coach. He looks like Jeff Bridges, tuft to hair here, gold chain. I'll just leave out the name and stuff like that for now. There's a skinnier other coach named Dale who says he's from Andromeda to just throw the hand grenade into spirituality now. Love is love, light is light. Doesn't matter if you're from really far out, you're here, you're blue, you're green, you're yellow. Think of what's the Marvel DC Comics figure, Green Lantern. They've got the movie with all the different types of species, not just human Green Lanterns, but this type of alien being, nice. They're all wearing Green Lantern suits. They're all here to help the universe. They're supposed to be unconditional love. They're supposed to not really interfere, but do the right thing. I like to think of it that way for angels. They come in all shapes, sizes, colors, all sorts of backgrounds, but they're all love. and they're all willing to assist others and to help. Like this angel is my guardian angel, but she was also a doctor's guardian angel like a month ago. And she's light waves of energy and water. She's got some Hawaiian spirituality in her. And when I had another person who's got like a gajillion books out, is a total true trooper, spiritual helper, guide, intuitive, I don't know what I'm supposed to say, a real bona fide healer. I was not, I don't like the word impressed. I was just blown away interacting with her. I loved interacting with her. When she saw that photo, she's like, I know that angel already. That's Mother Hawaii. And yes, she shows up as a Pacific princess. I like loosey goosey way of talking. There's a lot of people who freak out and they're like, hey, this is like the childhood version of spirituality, and so be it. But I like slicing right through everything and to remind you that you have more talent than the biggest expert on stage that you think is the Hay House expert, Omega Institute expert, the World Economic Forum expert, whatever. You actually have more here, more wisdom. If it's a treasure map with a big, trail to follow, the X on the map is your heart. You are the treasure. Discover yourself, discover your connection to the universe, and watch what unfolds, what happens for everything. So what I was trying to say was, she said Mother Hawaii, but I love to describe her as the opening scene in Moana. If you remember the little girl walking onto the beach, picking up conch shells that are in a line into the water, the ocean recedes to give her space to not get the little girl wet. And she picks up conch shells like in where the ocean was, where it's just wet sand now. And she's now standing next to like a 4-foot wall of water. You even see a turtle. It's a Disney movie. You see a turtle swim by and say hi. Whoever moved the water back would be her. People get to have experiences with their eyes shut. You could call it a lucid dream, dream time, indigenous Aboriginal talk. But it's really just universal experience, a different dimension, reality. So if you go to ancient Egypt, 5 minutes of our time is 10 minutes over there. If you go to Hawaii, Hawaii comes to you. India, you sit like this. You're in an India setting with Native American chiefs, India figures, angels. Your relatives are parked far enough back that you don't get too distracted. You get any answers to any questions, you do a healing ceremony, you have an experience. It's transdimensional channeling that I do, so you have multidimensional fun. I hold the space, but you're kind of a dimensional being. You're an interdimensional being. You're love. Love is everywhere. You're just one big light. I don't know what to call it. The quantum crowd. They're seeking the light. Guess what? All they have to do is look in a mirror. They're light. You're a ball light. You got no limits. But try telling any single person that. If I went up on the street and said, hey, you're light, you're unlimited, you're peace, your joy, your happiness, they would be like, what are you smoking? Maybe punch you in the face. It just doesn't work. But if you're like, hey, what's going on in your life? Maybe I could assist. And then I prefer to not hear what's actually going on. Give it a code name, a fruit name, call it apple. Apple is all about your finances. Banana is all about the fact that you don't have enough business. Papaya is about your left leg. It's hurt somehow. These are the things you can bring right up with the universe, with angels, with Einstein, Gandhi, get perfectly good answers. So like, hey, see a doctor, see Dr. Jones, call him immediately. You can get advice on the stop, start, keep fronts. Keep doing something, get compliments. Stop doing something, stop wasting your energy. Start doing something. What a fantastic way to roll. So people get their answers, no limits on the level of detail. Once in a while, you get told to move on because you were being a dummy in the way you were asking something. Just let everything be. Allow for a little more help from the universe. If we forgot all about angels for a second and you just said, okay, fine, the universe is really big, but I don't know about all this like actually listening stuff and actually getting detailed answers. I mean, people have been doing this for 12 years. Hello, scientific community. Hello, spiritual community. This is just something yet anyone's embracing, really. You can full on see who you're speaking with. You can just stick to it as a ball light or light and do it that way. You can close your eyes. Americans love to close their eyes when they listen. Why do your eyes open? When you can close your eyes and listen, that's fine. It makes it harder to write your answers down. But no limits for getting answers for anything. If more people would listen, there'd be less conflict in any given situation. As it is, again, Ananda Mayama said it perfectly. Everyone's walking around right. Now that tells you something, what the value is of being right or thinking. Look what it's resulted in. Was it 150 million humans dead in the last 100 years, 150 years alone. That's thinking and being right. I think Hunter S. Thompson said it's the duty of those who are right to kill those who are wrong. The point of this is human beings mankind doesn't have a great track record for how they treat each other, how they treat the earth, and everything else. That doesn't mean we should run around and try to fix everything. That's the second thing ego likes to do. And don't tell anybody that thinking is a waste of energy. The next thing you know is the thought police woke crowd will try to restrict thinking somehow. And then we're all in trouble because that's a circular firing squad. Thinking is okay. I'm going to be doing it as soon as I get off doing this. You'll be doing it next week, tomorrow, tonight. You're doing it right now. Don't react to anything here. I'm going to read some quotes to you, though. Some are straight from angels in the last 10 years, or Mary or Buddha. Others are classic quotes that you know from books, from social media sites, from speeches. Here's one from Plato that's historical. The first and best victory is to conquer self. To be conquered by self is, of all things, the most shameful and vile. Now, I'm going to lighten the load here. We're all conquered by self. Ego rules the roost. It's called the rat race thinking. It's not the big banks, corporate America, this industry or that industry or the bad guys out there. It's actually all our thinking. It's why if the UAP, UFO crowd slowed up on the thinking, the judging, the science, and the prove it stuff, they could start being more and hanging out with light beings. You have to be love and be willing to listen to actually engage with anything, period. Good luck with that. But that, I think, is a great quote. If you just pick your own quotes, go to Winnie the Pooh and Goodreads, go to this philosopher, go to that philosopher, the one from the 1920s who said this. Here's a great Winnie the Pooh quote. Some people talk to animals. Not many listen, though. That's the problem. And that's a metaphor for a lot of things. If you're not talking to angels now in this lifetime, you're probably not going to talk to them when you transition on the other side before you go into the next lifetime. And also, everyone's talking to animals. Everyone's spending their energy willy-nilly as it is right now. They're running around. I'm right. I'm correct. I'm not wasting any energy, and they're spending their energy judging, reacting, thinking, fear, stress, worry, rejecting, and they're totally wasting their energy. Not many people are taking time to take stock or to pay attention more to go, hey, am I wasting my energy by worrying so much and staying, I lost an hour of sleep last night, this and that. Yeah, welcome to being human. Okay, the highest form of ignorance is when you reject something you don't know anything about. I mean, that is all the time. We all reject everything we don't understand. It's the way we roll. If you have to be sure of what you're experiencing in the now, you'll always subordinate reality of present to the certainties of the past. Karl Hammerschlag, who just passed away, I'm going to say 2 years ago, said this in The Dancing Healers. What a beautiful book. I reached out to him in the day a bunch of times, got a really nice note before he passed, just saying he was ill and this is it. And he said such nice stuff. I don't know how to, he and Patch Adams were close, or at least affiliated. Patch Adams uses humor, wears the clown nose. Robin Williams played him in a movie. He really gets in there at the ground level with people and relates. And Karl Hammerschlag was very much like that. His book, Dancing Healers, is a beautiful book. It's on my suggested reading list on the website for you to check out. But they don't talk over your head, like with consciousness, non-duality, duality, one with all stuff. They just get in there and they help you let go. They also taught everything they knew to others to pass on to whoever they wanted to pass it on to. It's basically kindness and a way to slow your roll. So let's look at that quote one more time. If you have to be sure of what you're experiencing in the now, you will always subordinate reality of present to the certainties of the past. Now, if you have to be sure of what's going on in the now, your heart is already plugged into the now. Your heart is plugged into knowing how to do this, brush the teeth. The only part of you or person that could be unsure about anything, doubting it, fear, rejecting, worry, I'm not sure I'm doing it correctly, is the brain. It just means you're up in the ego. Welcome to more egoic thinking. So there's not really two of you. Don't worry about all the egoic thinking in the world. You're not your thoughts. The whole law of attraction crowd, which I personally love, law of attraction, will tell you, yes, if you put your thoughts in a positive form, you'll attract more of that. Thinking is energy. It's golden light strands if you want to go one way. It's gloves you put on your hands to hug or slap people. Hug them if you're here and your energy is flowing love. It's slapping if you're operating out of the brain, even gentle slapping, like a little paff. Here's what would be the game changer for all of mankind. July of next summer, everyone started seeing light on everyone else. Now, what does that mean? It means you're seeing light, consciousness, positivity flowing from people, all sorts of colors, 50 colors at once, colors beyond our definition from other dimensions. It's been done, tons. How do you describe those colors? Good luck. It's beyond my pay grade because that's like, I need a scientist or a philosopher at this point. I need Lex Friedman in here to explain how we would even know it's from another dimension. Let him have the experience first, then he can try to explain it to us on a podcast. But so if everyone started seeing light on each other, we would immediately slow our roll. First, it's pretty. You'd stop and be like the giant gingerbread man cookie in Shrek 2 when he looked at the Starbucks and grabbed the mug off the top of the roof and goes, yummy. I mean, you can't have anything but your jaw drop and be amazed at how pretty light consciousness is. If you're ballsy, gutsy, you're exciting, you're a person who grabs life by the horns and says yeehaw, or just likes water skiing or likes a good salad, ask an angel to make a butterfly out of the light. Why not? Humans don't understand what no limits looks like. We're looking at our shoe tips all day long. Even if our head is upright and we're looking at the sky, we might not be actually seeing the sunset, the clouds, or the bird, the eagle flying by. We might still be thinking about what happened in the office last week and we're upset at Joe. My point is, it's like the Lotus Eaters. Half the literary books are out there are all about this eternal situations and questions of man, the paradox. We're stuck up here. We're limiting ourselves. Gabriela Marci Marquez, 100 Years of Solitude. If I said his name right, I never get names right. It's my opportunity for growth to get names right. He said the world must be all blanked up when when mankind travels first class and literature travels as free. That says it all. So what I'm trying to get to, as soon as you see light on everything, it's a game changer. If it's a permanent thing, all kids born from here on out see light on humans. It means that, let's say there's a shady group of real estate developers when they do deals, banking deals, deals for real estate. Hey, we're going to sell you the land. You're going to build 100 units here, or we want to get into a lease with you and build our 100 units. But if you could see their energy and you could tell every time the jig is up, they're no good. Don't do a deal with them. You're going to lose money. Boy, does that change the entire business climate. In fact, if only half the people saw light, all the business people who couldn't see light would be hiring the people who could see light as advisors do. Hey, do we want to do a deal with these people? Are we going to get screwed? It changes politics. It would change science. It would change, you would know who's bullshitting. Oh, no. We didn't do this in a lab over in another country at all. And you're seeing completely different negativity. My point is, it's a game changer. That would shift everything overnight. And consciousness is consciousness. Guess what? You can see the light. You can see the light on others. You can see the light on everything, plants, animals, nature, your hand. You can just go like this, admire like you have a diamond ring, ask Joy to come in, help her help you by just allowing to see light on your hand. But if you see extra pink light, know that it's her. You want to see a ruby on your hand moving, spinning ruby, ask her to make it really special. You might have to go dance to your favorite song in the kitchen and go really loosey-goosey. Why do you think concerts are so much fun? Festivals, things that you like to do that are only like once a year. You get amped up, jacked up, you have a high vibe. You can just have that high vibe right now for no reason whatsoever. Back to the original quote. So as soon as mankind recognizes auras, flows, light, universal consciousness, I mean, Joseph Campbell, you can meet Joe in Power of Myth, says, I think consciousness is energy or something like that, to Bill Moyers. Yeah, it's completely here and now. You just have to pay attention. Most people with that quote, if you have to be sure of what you're experiencing in the now, you'll always subordinate reality of present to the certainties of the past. Well, that's a lot of podcast hosts. That's a lot of scientists. They think they have to observe, but they can't experience. It's the yogurt machine. Everyone's circling the yogurt machine. Nobody wants to do. And it's fine. There's people in this lifetime, they might be the #1 podcast host, but they're never going to actually meet angels, hear angels, see angels. It's not in the cards. It's okay. Joseph Campbell didn't meet angels. He got an A+ for his life path. He paid attention, though. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. He got people excited about the myths, the mythology, the experiences of indigenous groups, religions, philosophy, tied it all together and showed how they're all pointing in the same direction, from here down to here, or the universe, being connected more to the universe, paying attention. So all I'm trying to say is the part of you that judges, that does separation, is the brain. As soon as you take a breath, relax, you're in your heart, you're all set. You're in the flow. You're allowing more, you're loving more. And let's do the bumper sticker. Show love always. And then I say, good luck with that, because you're human. You'd be lucky if it's like a broken clock. Twice a day or twice a week, if you did it, that's probably good enough. Remember to remember if you can remember when you remember, and good luck with remembering. Humans forget everything all the time. Even if you met 50 to 150 angels in a row, you took 25 hours with me. We had a camera crew. You had 6 other best friends. You all did it together. You're all jointly seeing. You met all the angels. You met Einstein, Gandhi, Shiva, Divine Mother from India, Gandhi, I said, Lakshmi, Mary, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Kuan Yin, Chogyam Trungpa. You met your relatives, 5 of your relatives, including 2 you've never met before. It doesn't mean next Tuesday you're not going to go right back into the hermit crab shell of the brain and be stuck again. This is an ebb and flow thing. The ebb and flow is what it is to be human. Welcome to being human. So give yourself a break. Don't even try for any of this stuff. Take a breath, fall asleep. Okay. Fear is a natural reaction to moving closer to the truth. Pema Chodron. Can't get it right. Now, if I can catch her while she's still with us and she wants to meet Chogyam Trungpa, her teacher, oh, that'd be so cool. It's on my little wish list bucket list. I actually should send another note to the Abbey group Campo. I forgot what it's called up in Nova Scotia. I should try. I've had 2 people who studied under Chogyam Trungpa in the 1970s reunite, get to see him, chat. And then one person who's a journalist in another country who had met him, and he also got to reunite. Albert Einstein, the only source of knowledge is experience. Now, you can meet Einstein as well. He's awesome. Great sense of humor. And I would say that's it. Just experience. Experience more. Experience life. Life is meant here to experience. Experience more love. As soon as you recognize the difference between this, we'll call it a red hot, fiery, the old stovetops that turn red when they heat gets turned on, or a flame. Stovetop up here, love, shininess, infinite sparkle here. As soon as you recognize the difference, you're like, why the heck would I want to do more of this? But you can't help yourself. You're going to judge people, react, stress, worry. You're going to watch the news and stand up at your couch and react and yell at the TV. Or your team lost and you're going to freak out and say, fire the coach. You're going to be human. Everyone is always good where they are right now. Growth at some level is always just being. And growth at some level is also just being experienced by you. Long or short path, it doesn't matter. No contradictions. You're learning whether you know it or not. Now, you might be choosing the suffering route, repeating the same story on that 28, 90 pages, and telling everybody you meet. I've done this. I've got a particular phrase that I'm like, oh, I just uttered it and said, this is what's happened to me in the last year. And I'm like, oh, I just reinforced kind of a fake reality, if you wish. It doesn't mean it didn't happen, but here, do it a different way. No try. Remember, Yoda says that all the time. I did Yoda's voice. I'm not even embarrassed by it anymore. I'm past it. And that's what I'm trying to say about angels, is just get past it. At some point, you'll be bored when an angel shows up and you'll be like, oh, whatever. You didn't show up as 5 balls of light and a butterfly. I'm not impressed anymore. The brain has a way of just shrinking what's a miracle one moment to, you fell in love for 3 or 4 days. You're talking to the birds. You're telling everybody, I'm in love. I'm in love. I don't even care. Who knows it? I'm borrowing from some movie. And then 2 months later, you broke up or you're bored or you're like, I don't know. I'm not in love anymore. Welcome to being human. So same thing with, again, taking your steps, seeing energy. It's driving a car. When you were 13, you thought it was a really big deal. You watched all your older friends, your older siblings drive. You thought it was the coolest thing in the world. For the first year, 6 months, 6 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 days, after learning how to drive, you jingle the keys, you let everybody know you're going for a ride, you see if anybody else wants to go with you, you document it, you call, you're like, I'm going to go here, I'll see you at 8 o'clock there. You're so excited. Like, you're like, oh, vroom, throw it into gear, driving. You're like, holy cow, is this the coolest experience ever? Now, have you done that in the last 40 years, 10 years, 5 years, 2 years? Have you been that excited to touch keys? only in that one car commercial where it's a Groundhog Day, every day touching the keys, dancing out of the house. It's a car commercial. But that is the entire metaphor of everything. It's Pieces Every Step by Thich Nhat Hanh. Slow your roll to rekindle, rediscover the love in your life, the joy in your life, the sparkle in each moment, why every moment is your opportunity into suchness, nowness. Let's do Buddhist expressions, into the opening of a broader reality called love, consciousness. Okay. No try Yoda, always try Archangel Gabriel. Your thinking up here will say, well, that's a total contradiction. How can you say no blue and yes blue? It's about awareness. There's no contradiction. There's instruction in everything. Okay. Ego is a temporary lack of compassion. You've got compassion in you. You've got all the skill in the world. Faith is not knowing in life while letting go and loving. Another angel's quote. Awareness is empowering. Plato said that. How is listening to and seeing angels unique nowadays? An angel named Abe, he's the Abraham of old, biblical figure if you want. He'll tell you he was a jerk as a human. In 2015, he said, how is listening to and seeing angels unique nowadays? He said, helps teach self-awareness and confidence within. Okay, I'll do one more with ego. Ego is what helps one fade from the present. It blocks happiness. That's angels, and it's from the book Listening to Angels. Pick that up for $7.99. If you think I wrote it, you've got to be kidding me. It's not the way I talk. It's super gentle. It's not complex language. The hardest words in the whole thing are compassion, unconditional love in the universe, letting go. There's no, I don't know what it's called, dogma. There's no this crowd, scientific jargon, brainwave study, theta waves, universal consciousness stuff. None of the complex language you're going to see everywhere. And these are people who are actually helping you out. But I'm just saying, there's a million ways to say this. I hopefully am at the kindergarten level so that you can still relate. What's great is, let's say you are Einstein out there, you're literally an astrophysicist. I got to help one European scientist. You get your answers at your consciousness level where you're at now, and you get to go up the curve. It's a never-ending curve. It's the giant, big Tom Hanks movie with the piano keys jumping up and down physically at FAO Schwartz in New York City. You are never done expanding, and you'll go backwards and drop down to negativity from time to time when you seize up. All you have to do is put on the news. But the whole point of your path, I don't care if you're 92 watching this right now, you can be that spring chicken all over again. Age is kind of whatever. I think I'm 56. I've been very fortunate in this lifetime. I've had my fill of details, and I have my fill of opportunities ahead. So it's show love always, whenever you can remember to remember, if you remember to remember. Go ahead and put your hand out to both angels. If you want to put one finger out to one angel, one hand out to one angel, one hand out to the other, feel what you can feel. Ask Min for some ocean wave sounds or smell ocean around you. Ask a question, just, hey, what do I need to know about this whole angel letting go thing? Do I have a really big heart? What do I need to know about next Tuesday? How can I get more help daily from the universe, from angels? Hear a yes. Feel a hand on your shoulder. Feel a wind in the room. Feel a general warmth. Feel weight being taken off your shoulder. Feel what you can feel. Do not judge. There's 3 Native American chiefs. Dull Knife, Red Shirt, Geronimo. They're absolutely amazing. I'll put Red Shirt's photo up. Gentlest mom in the world. Compassion, compassion, compassion. Ignore me. Just ask him a question. He's so soft-spoken. It may sound like your voice. Let go. Just turn the volume up a little. Let go of your voice. Just hear his. Hear what you need to hear. Do not judge. Catch one of those 50 Native American sacred scents in the air. Tobacco, sweetgrass, juniper, pine, desert pinon. You get the idea. Only you can do your doing. And this is about less doing. I just contradicted myself, sort of. But do less. Stop running around and striving. Stop trying so hard. No try. This is being by doing or doing by being. If you're doing by being, you're being first here, then all your action, you're hitting the mark with the arrow, bullseye, and then you can split the bullseye. I think the guy split 138 bullseyes in a row, and then they even shut off the lights, and he still was one with the target, one with the arrow, one with the bow, the Zen thing. Hegel, I don't remember the author on this, but it talked about that. That's why an archer or any sport or any activity or any passion, any hobby, when you're here and you're passionate, you're one with all. You're one with the soccer ball. You're one with the paintbrush. You just know. You know you're going to, how can you know that you're going to get a bullseye ahead of time? Well, a good archer who's in the moment, bullseye. And how do you do it when you do it this way? Who knows? The point of this is you have all those ninja skills, Zen skills, Jedi skills. I don't care which metaphor, which sci-fi movie, which channel metaphor, which whatever. You have all the abilities. Now, some people have to have it the Buddhist way. They have to have it this way. They have to have it that way. It's the Burger King commercial from the 80s. You got to have it your way. But your way can change, shift, and your way can be all ways. Capital A, all, because that's all there is there's all that is right now. And anything that's resisting that is a waste of energy. It just is. Like, let it be. Love more is what the lesson is if you want to pay attention. How you choose to get there, that's up to you. I'll do a couple more questions or quotes. One of my favorite is from Story Musgrave, NASA astronaut. Getting out of the comfortable path, that's what exploration is all about. Now, he wrote the nicest note. I've reached out to maybe 10 or 12,000 folks in 10 or 12, 13 years, and I've gotten beaten like a baby seal or beaten to a pulp, or it's like being in Selma, Alabama in the 1950s. In fact, in being in the spiritual industry, it's kind of like that completely. Whoa. That's why I like business people. I like all of it. It's all instructive. But what will you allow for? This is so easy. Just allow. I reach out to folks. There's people who are like, yeah, let's do coffee. Let's do tea. They sail through everything with grace, ease, fun, and joy. And I get a reminder that this is so freaking easy. They see light. You can see their light. They can see butterflies made out of light by angels. They can see angels just standing right behind me out their window. Some will walk with angels as full on humans. Others have to wait a week and then get caught off guard out and about town. There's a gajillion people who make this look easy. It's like anything. It's like a cooking class. Some of us are going to suck and not going to be able to crack the egg with one hand. Some people are just like ducks to water, fish to water, seals to water. They're just like swimming Olympic laps because they know how to swim and do that fancy flip at the end of the pool. And the rest of us are like, oy vey, well, how do you do that? I need a nose plug. I'm getting water in my nose. I can't. So trust that you're an Olympic swimmer. Trust that you're a SEAL. Trust that you're an amazing cook. And it doesn't matter what we're talking about. You have all the ability in the school. Buck up. Have some confidence. Be that inner, fearless, peaceful warrior that you already are inside. You just have to maybe take some of the varnish off, take the cover off the sports car. You're a Ferrari. Not the mind Ferrari up here that goes in circles. You just don't realize it. It might take you 40 years to realize you've been traveling the same path over and over again at a bigger level while spinning, doing donuts with all your thinking. That's what most thinking is spinning. It's a waste of energy. If you're embracing love, embracing people, embracing your path, you're going to have a lot of cool stuff show up in front of you. And you can learn to just take it easy on the doing and to be more conscious of your awareness, where you're placing your focus, and then watch what else comes in. Business people, really solid business people who do something right, just have that moxie. That's what they're doing. And they might not apply it to their personal lives. And so, when I get a business person, they're like, yeah, I want all my business answers. But then you find out it's about little Timmy, their divorce. They're not applying it to their business side. Or the Olympic athlete who later is totally unhappy. They spent too much of their life out of balance. They neglected the happiness side. They neglected developing relations. They neglected treating everything the same with love, compassion, slowing their roll a little. If I'm coaching runners, or I should say Native American chiefs are coaching runners or angels, there's the classic. You have to go slower to go faster. You have to get out of this to enjoy the run. And then the improvement comes. Focus on the improvement, not on the results. We get stuck on everything. We're not here. We're not there. This happened to me. I lost my cousin. I lost my mom. I lost my spouse. And then you don't do love, and you don't find more love, and you don't share more love. I'm shocked. There's gambling going on in this giant casino called humanity. And what are you going to do? So, okay, let's leave it with a little bit of inspiration, though. Compassion, definitions of compassion. There's a trillion definitions of compassion. I could sit with angels, or you could sit with angels for 100 years. Okay, you could get 1,000 people with 50 legal pads and pens with a film crew, and they could just ask, what is compassion, to 100 angels for 10 years straight. You could get 400,000 completely unique definitions of compassion. I'll rattle off a couple off the top of my head. Compassion for all is life. Abe said, compassion is not judging, taking action with no thought. Raphael, Archangel Raphael said, compassion is releasing fears and judgments. Jesus said, compassion is open eyes and open heart. Mac, don't call her Mackenzie, everything plants, animals, and nature, said, compassion is treating every moment with the awareness of a newborn baby. I've got a passed over dog who said, compassion is a walk. I thought that was pretty incredible. Someone else's mom said, compassion is fully listening at all times. And my dad said, compassion is loving where you are and trusting all is good. Mother Teresa said, compassion is not dependent on any one person's happiness. Mother Teresa said a lot of cool stuff. She said, compassion is like a deep breath for many. And by that, she means most of us are so up here that the closest we're going to get to our heart or doing a little bit of compassion in the present moment is taking a breath. And good luck with that. Even if I told you to take 3 breaths right now, big ones, go ahead, try. Your brain might have convinced you so that when you get off this video, you're like, an hour later, you're like, you know what? I never took that breath. I've had that happen to me a lot. I'm a sucker for ego thinking, knowing something that precludes possibility, just getting lost up here. But I'm also really good at kind of being connected without even knowing it. So let go. You're fully connected. You're in the mafia. You are so connected, you don't even know it. Your money, and you don't even know it. You got all the ability in the world, you don't even know it. All right, I've done enough today. Allow. Put your hand out. This is just unconditional love. May angels filter this so it's only love and above. Feel my vibe through the screens. I don't care if this is 2028. Feel love. If you want to see a little ball of light go by, we've been having flashes of light, whether we're recording or not, balls of light. You can see some of those videos on my YouTube channel, but also on my website. I put them on the front page now. There's a lot more than the 2 that are going on. It is what it is. Feel what you can feel. I'll wish you some rainbow light. Feel what you can feel. Again, breathe, give yourself a break, ask the universe to get in here, help you to drop to your heart. Angels, get me out of my head into my heart. Help me feel this rainbow light from Michael's hand that's really angels coming to me right now. Amen. Thank you, rock and roll. Sai Ram. Own it. Set your intent as you would to go for a walk, to make a business deal, to write a book, to go play sports. Oh, you're not doing it? Hint. Okay, set your intent more. And catch sea spray, your favorite ocean. Name it. I'm not going to hear you say Malibu. I'm not going to hear you say Hawaii, Seychelles, Fiji, Bora Bora. Not boring. I'm going to blow through the microphone, catch a little wind, sea spritz on your air. If you're doubting it all, you're like, I need more space. Close your eyes. Play it all over again, and I'll light sage one more time. Letting go is letting go. I don't care if you're smelling sage, seeing energy, getting an answer from an angel, getting a divine waves of light, and getting healing. I just had somebody who contacted me. I did 2 days worth of stuff. I gave the service away for the first 8 years. People are generally very scared, trepidation, not sure about this. Same thing with coming on the show. It can be tough. Thinking gets in the way and you won't allow for what the universe can deliver. I don't blame anybody for that. No worries. If you're not going to show up on my show, though, definitely send me an email at least a day ahead of time. Don't ghost. Just a hint. Okay. Here's some sage. Allow for what you're going to allow for. Catch some sage. But now ask for flower smell. If you want to see the light around the energy, you want to see pink light, put your hands up. Feel what you can feel through your hands. Your hands are just as good as your schnoggin. Breathe, believe, allow more. No try Yoda. Catch what you can catch. See light on your eyes when you close your eyes. That's an easy thing. But when you open it, see glitter all around you that's golden, rainbow light. What will you allow for? If you have a favorite figure, Einstein, Gandhi, Shiva, Kuan Yin, Mary, Jesus, Muhammad, ask for white glitter, rainbow glitter, golden flecks of light if it's from Buddha. What will you allow for is what I'll wrap this up with. It really doesn't matter that there are angelic beings or light beings or your relatives that are ready to help and assist. It doesn't matter. You can have any answers to any question. It clearly doesn't matter to the scientific community right now or many other communities that live and breathe for the searching and seeking of truth and extraterrestrial life and Medi and SETI and all the human pursuits that are going on out there. If people wanted to pay attention, they could. They could just slow down. It's kind of a divine moment to be in the moment. That's it. But what are you allowing for? And people are not allowing for much. That's why ideology and wars and all the disagreements, and there's that group of people and they're completely wrong and I hate them and I will never live in their state. And then this group of people is right and I agree with them. And, you know, I mean, there's something to freedom and free speech, by the way. I'm completely for people should be able to make up their own minds, which I think is hilarious because it's really about being in the heart. But freedom of expression is super important. I can't say any more than that, except freedom is good. Good luck with that. If you look at the history of man in the last 150 years, it's why 150 million people are not with us anymore. But I'll say it a different way. What are you allowing for? A mind that is fast is sick. A mind that is slow is sound. A mind that is still is divine. Everything around you is your instruction. Every day, every moment, you can see something new. Look with the eyes of a newborn baby. Pay attention. You might not notice your lamp that you thought was so cool for a little while, or your plants, or that something flowered for the last 2 days. You've been waiting on those tulips, but you've been so up in your head about the business deal that you shot out your door, missed your garden, and then you were like, oh yeah, I wonder when this flowered. That's all this is. It's just slowing your roll a little. And what I love about the show, Angels, Positivity, and Love, please share, comment, subscribe, and like, is the guests come on, and at some point, I usually get to donate a little bit of time. It could be months ahead of time, do a virtual tea. It could be just before the show. There are plenty of people who can come on the show and have absolutely no clue on making the offer or what the show's really about. And they do what they do, and they're A+ for what they do. They're amazing. You can feel their presence. I've been seeing auras and energy on people. It wasn't something I would have said before I started the show a year and a quarter ago, that I would have been like, oh yeah, I see auras on people or anything like that. I'm still getting used to that. But I just had a guest tape and I saw their aura, I was seeing their light, and then I had white, milky light all around me. It was compassion, and I was feeling it, and they were absolutely spot on. But you need to hear things your way. You're from Tibet, you're from Russia, you have to get it in Russian. You're from Latin American country, you have to get it in Spanish or Portuguese. Not just that, you have your value system, your unique way of judging. You don't believe in karma. You do believe in sushi. You don't believe in the New York Jets. You do believe in Manchester United. You don't like music. You do like classical symphonies. Angels know how to navigate all of those potholes and landmarks and stuff to just reach your heart and say it just the way your value system is going to accept the advice. I have no clue what your value system's about. And I don't want to know your details. I don't want to know your situations, but I want you to have your answers. I want you to have the chance to lighten up and start laughing hysterically because you're like, what the hell just happened? I want you to be able to see angels anytime you want. You're tapping the skills that are already within, which is just being, full seeing, full hearing, full existence. The whole human being thing, this is you tapping your inner being, what you already did as a kid, what you did on the soccer field, what you did at the height of your career, or when you were just happy, you didn't have to be on vacation. So there's something to all this. Take everything I've just said in the last hour and a half, toss it out the window. But what will you allow for? Are you absolutely sure it's thinking? Look at the scientific community. How well are they doing these days? Looks like freedom of speech there, or just basic level of discovery, sticking to the facts. There seems to be some difficulty there as well. Mankind likes to make things complex. The brain, without indicting mankind's where mankind is. Mankind has such room for growth. Mankind has unlimited room for growth, loving more, allowing more, compassion, kindness, like we all do. But again, what will you allow for? Just allow for a little less thinking, 7% less a day, and see what happens. If you're gung-ho, ask for a mini miracle. Ask for a feather made out of light in your kitchen. to come out of the ceiling, let angels just deliver maybe a ball of light coming by and angels just stop you in your tracks. What will you allow for? The brain is like a biplane that's rusty and 60 years old. You're not even sure it can fly. It's got a half full gas tank or maybe 1 gallon left. It's good for 5 minutes. It's got to go back to the hangar. That's in comparing and contrasting to the universe, love, light being here. Your ego gets tired resisting. It doesn't want you to have these experiences. It'll do anything to put you right back into the little box, the cage. It's Plato's cave. It's the jail cell. You're holding on to the windows, the bars in the window, saying, I wish I was over there. I wish this was happening. I'm suffering. This happened to me. I've lost my relative. I've got cancer. I've got this. I've got that. The door to the jail cell has been open the entire time that you've been saying where you're at. All you have to do is turn around, broaden your perspective, and walk out of the cell and back into the sunlight. That's it. That was the whole metaphor from Plato. Talk to Plato about it. Don't listen to me. All right, this has been Michael Andre Ford, San Antonio, Texas, your American Angel Intuitive. Please like, subscribe, share. It super helps the algorithm. It helps us grow the channel. Check out the website. No one goes over to the website. There's photos of angels, for God's sakes. Put your hand out and feel the vibe from a photo of an angel. Let a historical photo move. There's 101 testimonials from some pretty notable folks. They're not just testimonials like, yeah, he did a great job. You can feel the vibe. Listen to the video testimonials. Get a shot of courage, confidence, excitement from some of those testimonials if you need a kick in the pants. Talk to Geronimo, his really old photo of him. He's action, 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 dry wit, talks like this. Yeah, nah, duh, you already know the answer. Just do it. Very slang-like, totally like a lightning bolt coming in. He's fantastic. One angel, one Geronimo could do the whole shebang. They could do the heavy lifting for 50 people at once. What will you allow for? Don't even answer that. Just tell the universe, hey, I'm willing to allow for more next Tuesday. Put caveats on it. Before you go to bed, be like, 2 Tuesdays from now, I'm willing to allow for more. I don't even know what that means, but sock it to me. I'll take more fun, hope, joy, happiness, and some more experiences that'll help opening me up, broaden my consciousness, and allow for a little more movement in my life. You stipulate it the way you need to say it. Dip your toe in the pool. Don't do a cannonball into the pool. Do a cannonball into the pool. Don't dip your toe. You're already an Olympic swimmer. I'm just trying to break the news to you.